Hi, I'm Isaiah Crawford, and today I'm doing discussion two, literary naturalism. What is literary naturalism? Literary naturalism is literary works that give an accurate representation of life and the events that are going on. Literary naturalism also uses many scientific principles to give an accurate representation of the behaviors of human beings. Literary naturalism can also be showed by the relationships the characters have in the literary works. Um, we're going to be looking at the human struggles in London's To Build a Fire. I used the quote from the novel. The hair on the man's face was similarly frosted, but more solidly it took the form of ice and increased with every warmth, moist breath from his mouth. The passage talks about the weather being so cold that the hair on the man's face was frosted and took the form of ice. This shows a physical struggle that the man was facing, but can also be a symbol for the struggle that human beings face every day. Does the man give up just because it is cold? No, he doesn't. He continues to push through all the struggles that life is throwing at him. This is symbolic to the way that normal people, or like real people, live their lives. Despite all the things that are being thrown at them and all the little bumps in the road, they don't give up. They keep on pushing through life, and they make the best out of everything. All right, now we're going to talk about the setting in London's To Build a Fire. The setting of the literary piece is the snowy Yukon. The Yukon is so cold that if a person spits, it freezes before it can hit the ground. The setting challenges the protagonist by having temperatures that are unbearably cold. Even though it is freezing cold, the protagonist finds a way to fight through the frostbite and cold temperatures to continue his journey in the Yukon. This is also symbolic to what we were talking about before, that people, even though this guy is in the snowy Yukon and he's so cold that he can barely open his mouth to spit his dip out. He still pushes through and fights through because he has a goal and he wants to achieve that goal. Now we're going to look at some of the themes of literary naturalism that is used in London's To Build a Fire. The protagonist in the literary piece is the man. It's not given a name. He's just called the man. The themes of the literary naturalism that this piece uses is the fight for survival and free will. The protagonist is fighting through the cold, harsh temperatures of the Yukon to make his way to prospect for gold. The man knows that the weather conditions are harsh, but still chooses to fight through the journey through the Yukon. He chooses to go into the Yukon. He knows it's cold out there, but he chooses. That's his free will. And he's fighting for his survival, and he's fighting through the frostbite and harsh temperatures just to achieve his goal. If there was naturalistic writers today, here in the 21st century, the writers would probably write about the racism and hate that we have in our country today. The writers would talk about how people say things have changed and how there is no racism, but then go on to explain how racism is still a big part in America today. And they would probably talk about how we can fix it and how we would need to be able to overcome this struggle that we are having in our country today. And that's it. Thank you so much.